I wanted to show you a brief demonstration on how the inks will act on different surfaces. Now in all my paintings I use Yupo, and to be honest, when I first started out I didn't even want to leave my comfort zone of using tiles, but after some practice techniques I finally fell in love with the Yupo. But before that I tried the HP Glossy photo paper and I was never happy with the results. But so many people use the photo paper almost exclusively and they create beautiful art. But for me, and maybe the climate in our area affects it, I never created anything I was happy with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop two different color inks onto the surfaces. I've chosen Raspberry and Mermaid. They're both very bright colors. So I'm just going to drop it on and you just watch and see how they act differently on the different papers. I'm going to do one drop on the Glossy. And then I'm going to do one drop on the Yupo. Now right away you can see the Yupo, the ink is spreading out further, and on the photo paper it's staying more concentrated. So it will take a little bit longer to dry on the photo paper than it will on the Yupo. So I'm going to wait until they're both completely dry before I add some alcohol and show you how they'll interact with the alcohol. Now while we're waiting for our alcohol ink to dry on the surfaces, I'm going to go ahead and show you what the Spectrum Noir markers will do on the different ones. So I'm just going to do a short little line on each. And then right away I'm going to dip my brush into a little bit of alcohol. I'm going to go straight to the photo paper. And the alcohol ink marker is completely dry instantly, basically. And then I'm going to go over here to the Yupo, and it allows me to move the inks and reactivate them. Okay, by now our alcohol inks, the raspberry that we dropped on to each of them, they're completely dry. So I'm going to dip my brush in a little alcohol, and I'm going to come over to the glossy photo paper. And as you can see, the alcohol basically has very little effect on it. It stained the area where it was at significantly, and it's only allowing me to pull up just a little bit of the color. So now I'm going to go over here to the Yupo, and it reactivates the ink almost completely. Very minimal staining, but you can keep lighting that and shifting that area. So there you can see the differences in the papers there. Now I'm going to introduce the Mermaid into it, and let's see how the two interact together. So I'm going to do one drop and one drop. And again, on the glossy photo paper, it stayed more concentrated, and on the Yupo, it spread out. Now watch what's going to happen when I try and blend some of the colors together. It didn't do it. It's just spreading the Mermaid. It did combine the colors very, very little, but it actually turned it into a purple. It didn't give a good effect to it. It didn't give a good watercolor effect. So now I'm going to combine the Mermaid and the raspberry, and it turns it into a lighter purple. And there you have it. There's the different ways, the different way the alcohol will react onto the different surfaces. Like I said, my preference is the Yupo because I can continue to lift this ink and continue to shift it until I'm done. And again over here, now that it's dry, it's not doing anything.